Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
5 priests charged by the Michigan Attorney General's office with criminal sexual conduct. Coming up, we'll tell you how 3 of them have ties to Metro Detroit.
One shooting after another. Detroit's police chief talking today about the unusual level of violence we saw overnight.
And breaking right now from Lansing, changes to auto insurance in Michigan are closer to reality after a vote in the state house. And we'll start there today on Local 4 News at 5. The news broke this morning from the governor that a deal had been reached. There is, though, still work to be done to get the bill to her desk.
Priya Mann is live in Lansing following all the new developments. Priya?
And Kimberly, Devin, I think the biggest thing people are wondering is how much could you save? Well, with this new bill, you could save anywhere from $120 to $1,200 a year. And the biggest change, drivers will be able to choose their coverage. Many lawmakers arguing that having uncapped medical benefits really led to Michigan having some of the highest auto rates in the country.
I'm proud to vote yes to make auto insurance fair and affordable for everyone.
Lawmakers debated the auto reform insurance bill Friday, with Republicans overwhelmingly in favor and some Democrats criticizing what they say was left out.
It's a no-hitter for Detroit. We have been sold out.
Well, the bill eliminates non-driving factors like gender, whether you own a home or your zip code. Some Democrats say rates could still be based on your territory, which would hurt lower-income drivers.
The only way that you get at the root cause of redlining is to really take out the ability for insurance companies to use territorial rating. To do anything else would be to trust them to do right by urban communities, something that they have not yet done.
But Mayor Mike Duggan says the bill is a win for drivers in Detroit and across the state.
Most Detroiters are going to see savings of upwards of $1,000 from this bill, and it's $1,000 better than we've done in the last 40 years.
The bill will eliminate uncapped medical benefits, which Republicans argued led to some of the highest insurance rates in the country.
Yeah, I think it's a good deal for the people of Michigan, and we've been waiting for this for over 30 years, and I'm just happy to have today be the day.
Here's how much you could save based on an average premium of $2,400 a year. If you opt out, you could save $1,200 a year. For coverage of $250,000, you could save about $420 a year. And for $500,000 in coverage, you would save about $240 a year.
Because I see the writing on the wall. I see where the votes are going.
And ultimately, that bill did pass 94 to 15. Lawmakers on both sides of the aisle arguing passionately. Now that it's passed the House, it will go to the Senate and then ultimately to Governor Whitmer's desk. It was expected that she would sign it today. That may not happen. We'll wait to see if she'll sign it next week during the Mackinac Policy Conference. But really, for the first time in decades, real auto reform, lawmakers say, here in Michigan. Reporting live from Lansing, I'm Priya Mann, Local 4.
Coming together pretty quickly when you look at the span of things and how far apart they were.
Indeed.
Just 2 weeks ago.
Exciting,
all right,
for sure. All right.
Memorial Day weekend forecast, spotty. Is that
That's
cover
probably
it?
a good word. Ben's here with what to expect. So, Ben, the chance for storm starts overnight.
Yeah, we're pretty much hours away here, Kim and Devin. Overnight, by about 1 a.m., we're going to start looking for our first of 2 rounds of potential severe weather on Saturday. This is a marginal risk. Afternoon hours, we ramp that up to slight, at least in the south and metro zones. So 2 rounds tomorrow. The stuff that's out there right now, this is scattered light showers, and this isn't going to amount to much, but could see a few sprinkles if you're heading out early to get a start on your holiday weekend. Unfortunately, showers and thunderstorms Saturday, Sunday. Not totally dry on Monday. We'll talk about the timing of when we expect all of this wet weather to occur and look closer at that severe threat tonight, all coming up in a few minutes. Don't forget, we'll update your 4-zone forecast all ahead and look at those high temperatures for tomorrow. They look pretty good. That's all in a few minutes, guys.
Okay, Ben. Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel announcing sex abuse charges in Lansing against 5 former priests.
And 3 of them have ties to Metro Detroit. Jason Coltharp here to break down the charges and more about these men.
Yeah, very disturbing allegations, guys, that will largely spare you from hearing. These men were arrested yesterday all over the country, California, Arizona, Florida, and in Oak Park. And one was still working as a youth counselor in California, even advertising to help at-risk youth.
I have seen some things that are incredibly disturbing.
Attorney General Dana Nessel talking about the documents seized from several Michigan archdioceses last fall that have now led to 21 counts of criminal sexual conduct or rape against 5 priests. The Attorney General's investigation indicates there are 5 victims between the ages of 5 and 26 years old, 4 boys and 1 girl.
We found one where a priest who was discussing another priest's abuse of a child shared his own philosophy on sexual assault. And he explained that this child victim needed to simply admit that he teased, enticed, or gave permission for the abuse to occur.
4 priests worked in Metro Detroit. Father Neil Kalina at St. Kieran's in Shelby Township. Father Patrick Casey at St. Theodore's in Westland. Father Timothy Crowley at St. Thomas Rectory in Ann Arbor. And Father Lawrence Ventline in the Detroit Archdiocese as well. The statute of limitations prevented him from being charged, but his counselor's license has been suspended. All are charged with engaging in sex acts with children or a vulnerable adult.
Having discovered that a priest was abusing a child, and then having the discussion be, where should that priest go? Not should we go to law enforcement, but what should we do with that priest? Where should we put him so that he can still serve as a priest? But also, how much should we pay off the family of this child?
The Detroit Archdiocese today said in a statement the allegations against its 3 priests were brought separately in 2015, 16, and 17, and each time the men were removed and the allegations sent to police. Dana Nessel is a Democrat, and today she accused the Republican-led legislature of killing the funding for this investigation after she won the election last November against a Republican. You'll hear that part of the story coming up tonight at 6, guys.
Now, it doesn't sound like they think these were the only cases that were out there either. They've got lots of roadblocks in front of them.
They really do. They think they have some future cases, and they also weren't able to charge some of them that they came across this time for various reasons. Either it was over the statute of limitations, some of the priests had passed on, or the victims just weren't ready. And there is a phone number they want people to know about. It's, if you scroll, yeah, there it is, 844-324-3374, if anyone has a tip about sexual abuse involving the clergy.
We look forward to your report coming up at 6 as well. All right. Thanks, Jason. Well, we are coming off an unusually violent overnight in which at least 7 people were shot in the city of Detroit in the span of about 3 hours. Detroit Police Chief James Craig addressed the situation today. Larry Spruill is live with more on what happened and what's being done in response to it. Larry.
Good evening, Kimberly and Devin. I talked to Chief Craig for about 30 minutes today, and he says historically Memorial Day weekend is a very busy weekend for police officers, and this weekend seems to be the same. We're talking about 5 shootings, 7 people shot, 1 person dead. Many fear that this would be a very violent summer. I talked to Chief Craig about last night's shootings and the crime here in the city.
This is probably the second most violent week we've seen this year.
The last 24 hours, a busy time for Detroit Police and Chief James Craig. 5 shootings, 7 people shot, and 1 person dead.
Historically, during this long Memorial Day weekend, it tends to be more activity, more violence. This is not new, not acceptable.
Now here's a map and timeline from Thursday night. Around 11 p.m. Thursday night, a woman was shot in the area of England Street and McNichols Road. She drove herself to the nearby hospital. She's in stable condition. About an hour later, Friday morning, 2 people shot in the 11,000 block of Lang Street. Police say the men were inside a red Nissan when another car drove by and shot at them. 18-year-old man killed. A 22-year-old is in the hospital. Then at 1:50 a.m., a 42-year-old man shot on Broad Street Avenue near Collingwood Street during an argument with a friend. He's in stable condition. Also around 1:50 a.m. Friday, a woman shot near 7 Mile and Lasser Roads during a block party. She's also in stable condition. And finally, 2 people shot during the making of a music video near Edgewood and Irwin Avenues on Detroit's east side. Police say 2 cars got into an accident and people inside the cars started shooting.
We had a situation where a gang involved in making a music video, and there was a shooting incident. Our officers quickly responded to that location, and we did arrest a person of interest.
And so Chief Craig tells me, in spite of last night's shootings, that crime across the city as a whole is down. But he tells me that his officers, his team, still has a lot of work to do. We're live at police headquarters tonight. Larry Spruill, Local 4.
And Larry, you mentioned Memorial Day. We know it's a busy weekend here in Detroit. I'm sure police are probably going to be stepping up their patrols. Did he talk about that?
He did, Kimberly. He tells me that he is expecting this weekend, since last night's shootings, to be a very busy one. And his team, his officers will be out in full force across the city this weekend. Kimberly?
Okay, Larry.
Today marks a pair of somber anniversaries for two Michigan families.
It's been 10 years since little Nevaeh Buchanan disappeared from her Monroe home. 5-year-old Nevaeh was later found near the River Raisin. While two men were persons of interest in the case, investigators still don't know who killed the little girl.
And today marks 29 years since Paige Ronkowski disappeared.
Ronkowski was a substitute teacher, last seen on the shoulder of I-96 near the Fowlerville exit. Her car was found there, still running, with her shoes, wallet, and purse still in the car. Police have considered her case a homicide, but her body has never been found. Investigators say they have not given up on either of these cold cases.
We're just getting started on this Friday. Paul Whelan, the Novi man jailed as a spy in Russia, gets a rare chance to be heard. He is saying quite a bit, including how long he claims it's been since he's been allowed to shower. Sean.
Two young Detroit girls in critical condition right now.
Boom! That's what I heard.
And tonight, police tell me the driver that hit them was drunk.
I'm Sarah Dolph in Washington, D.C. The president speaks ahead of a visit to Japan. What he had to say about House Speaker Pelosi and rising tensions in the Middle East coming up.